Hello and welcome to the IDL. My name's Nick, and this is Gluttony and Earth. This guy, he knows how many bumps are on a basketball. It's Kyle.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna have to fucking boost your audio so much. He just bought the wrong kind of light bulb. It's Adam.
Light bulbs are unnecessarily confusing.
Yeah. He knows every Gatorade flavor by name. It's BakaZombie.
Frost is the only one you have to worry about.
Yeah. And he hand carves self-portraits out of bars of soap. It's Kane.
I'm gonna take a pillowcase and fill it full of bars of soap and beat the fuck out of you.
Well, it'd be fill it with like little bars of soap that look identical to you.
Yeah,
like
little
soap
whittle it
portraits.
down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty big, so it wouldn't be a lot of whittling.
I feel like the energy is a little. We're behind the scenes. We're recording at a very early time compared to normal, so the energy's a little bit down. So I think now more than ever, we need to get into that bants. Raise, lift you up, hoist you from the pits of tiredness. My question, I guess, today is: have you guys ever had one of those moments in life where it's like a "don't meet your heroes" type of deal, where you like look up to someone and then you meet them, and then it's like, oh.
No. Not like, do you mean like meet them in real life or just like you realize, oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, like an actual meet your heroes thing.
No.
Because there's always a chance, especially with like the cycle in which things go on the internet, where like you're like, oh, I really like this person, and then like a week later you're like, oh, that's a milkshake duck. that guy was an abuser or a scam artist. But no, I mean like actually like meeting them to find out the hard way.
No, I don't. No one I would consider like, I don't want to say idolize or anything like that. I haven't met any of them, or if I've seen them in person, they're still chill, like they're still cool. So, because like I went and saw the NatPod live show, and like it was just as great. It was just like being there, and they seemed very cool and very fun.
Nice, good for you, Kane.
Good for you.
A little passive aggressive there. I'm sorry. I did take a flight to go see them. It's not like they came to my house.
I've been pretty sheltered for a good chunk of my life, so the only heroes I guess I've met were like a few professional athletes, and thankfully they were all like fairly elderly, so they were just like, oh, very nice to meet you, Sonny.
Yeah, they already wore down their bodies too hard that they couldn't be like a ego trip.
Yeah, because most of them wore like leather helmets.
Yeah,
that kept their brains safe.
Yeah, real safe.
Yeah,
They were.
That's the
before that.
Yeah, like back then, that's all you really needed was leather helmets. I mean, aliens. I mean, sure, now you need tinfoil, but the back then aliens couldn't get past leather, and it was all
the alien technology hadn't advanced enough to go past leather.
I don't even know if they had tinfoil back then. That's a legit I don't know if they did.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good question. I don't know. I don't know the history of tinfoil. Baka, do you have dreams? Do you have people you've looked up to, really just put you down?
No.
No?
I remember I met Shady Penguin, who was a Pokemon YouTuber, he was commentating at one of the tournaments I was in, and talked to him, and that was cool.
Oh, nice. Nice.
No, I haven't been let down by my heroes that I met in person. There's the internet ones where you're like, oh,
yeah,
whoops.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's.
not,
I mean, that's that.
Actually meeting them.
That I think the internet now is like the age of don't meet your heroes, because you collab with someone once and then 2 weeks later you have to delete every video they were ever in.
Yep.
Kyle.
No, next question.
Next question. Do you have heroes? Do you have like people who are like, oh, I really like their style, I like their shit, I would meet them someday?
No.
Don't want to meet anyone? Don't want to meet them, or don't have heroes?
No.
For the curious, household tinfoil, 1920s.
Oh fuck!
Oh no, yeah, they were after tinfoil.
Yeah.
They could have put their tinfoil on.
Yeah, if they did the tinfoil, they wouldn't have got so much CTE. I had a very early on moment in my life where I learned not to meet your heroes. It was in 6th grade, because I really was... Art was like the thing I was like focused into, what I wanted to do with my life. And our elementary school got Mark Kistler from Mark Kistler's Imagination Station. It was a PBS program about this guy who was teaching kids to draw. And I fucking loved the show. And when we got that, was so fucking fantastic for me. Also, at that, I was doing child labor at that time too. So I would like work with the janitor, and I would help, like, because I don't like going outside too much. So I would help, like, I get paid to like clean up the cafeteria and stuff like that and set up things. So I was helping set up for stuff. So I got to see Mark Kistler early. And I was like, I foolishly went up to him, a brave, shy sixth grader Nick went up to him and was like trying to tell him how much I loved his show and how big fan I was. Total fucking asshole to me. Like, he did not want to interact with kids. It didn't seem like he wanted to interact with kids at all, which is wild. I like looked up his Wikipedia. Apparently, since before he was 18, all he ever wanted to do in life was teach kids how to draw. And like, that was his big milestone of what he kept wanting to do. Fucking interact with me. Totally is like biggest like brush off, like I don't want to fucking talk to this kid type deal ever. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Not watching this show again. This guy's an asshole. So I learned pretty early on that everyone you look up to will disappoint you. Speaking of disappointments, let's hit up that recap. So, last time, the crew said their goodbyes to Gunu and made their journey into the water and through the portal at the bottom of the lake. The portal first leads into this rocky tunnel, but after several minutes of crawling and swimming their way through this, they find themselves finally at the end of it, and it arrives into this palace. The palace has seen better days. It looks as though there's large patches of coral that have like formed on the hallways here. And it seems as though they learned that any of the areas that are like near the coral have these pockets of air. They don't necessarily need the air right now because of the Thellum's bubble and the air bubble spell that they're all under. However, what it does show is that anytime there's not the coral nearby, it's water. The whole place is submerged otherwise, and it seems as though it's covered in grime and algae and barnacles, and it's just this very... And it's maybe because there's these soft glowing stones of green that line the hallways, giving a low light, and it's just this green, dingy looking atmosphere in this palace. They unfortunately realize that the portal behind them is no longer there, and they feel they must continue forth for now to try and scout out what they can find what they need to get to, and then hopefully Darius will be able to find the exit again, as he did in his dream, as he thought he could in his dreams. The first door you guys arrived at, you peered in and you found this serpentine fish man, large and standing next to an altar in what looks to be like a chapel dedicated to the snake god Mayhen. He just the creature cast some spells to try and communicate with you guys. Darius wasn't really the stress of that interaction and not knowing how it was going to go. Darius and the fish guy did not have like the best communication, which led to Darius still attacking, and the fishman got one good lightning attack off on Darius and Temenos before he fell. In there, you guys found that he on the altar was a shattered, what could have been a shattered glass case with this red pillow with some like imprints, and there's like the sense of deja vu that fell over Darius and Thellum. Thellum, maybe his deja vu probably more so in the sense that like he feels like he's physically done this before. Darius is as in he feels like he's lived this before in another life, kind of. Darius decides he's going to embrace this feeling, this deja vu, this to try and hopefully maybe embrace like these memories, and he starts to feel good again like he did in the auction house. You guys moved on to the next door you could find. It ended up being this garden of these blue flowers that Endien would know as being called the Atlantis flower. This rare flower that grows only in the water in the darkness under the moonlight. Among other flowers, but that's like a prominent one. Then Thellum is approached by this ghost who requests that they turn the planetarium back on, so that way her tortured soul could finally find peace and move on. She points out this medallion that looks like a coiled snake with a gem in the middle and says, if you do this, you can have that after I've passed. You can have this medallion. They put it in. This machine above the garden starts whirring and moving, and lights come through this like blue glass, and it kind of makes like a three-dimensional star field as they all got to see kind of like what the cosmos looked like thousands of years ago. And the ghost in that getting to finally live that beauty again passes on to the next world, and that is where we ended. You're in the garden.
I thought of this afterwards, and I know we were right at the end last time. What does Darius know about like the history of Femoria then? Like, when did that come about?
Okay, so you remember your time in Lazarus, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the Fomorian ball?
Yes.
You were talking with two professors who were also at the ball. And they had been talking about this, and it's this fringe theory, and it's like not really. There's no support for either way at this point, but it because you remember your discussions with them, like they were like the research field, like what they kind of specialize in is the arrival of Femoria, and there's theory that Femoria is a celestial body that was not from this area and came to Fracterra and then got into the cycle. There's not a lot on it because most people I mean it's if this is accurate with like thousands of years, a lot of time has probably passed where like saying there's no second moon almost sounds more like myth to anyone who's looking and they see a second moon, right? So it's not a very largely studied or recognized theory, but there are people who've tracked it or are studying it to see how that's impacted things.
Okay. I mean, yeah, after Darius is in no rush to leave this just because he is fascinated by this room, but after we spent some time and the ghost has moved on, probably looking up and go, well, I mean, we can always come back here, but we should probably get going. I don't know what else is going to be around here.
Agreed.
Yes, lead the way.
Continue up around the band.
Up around
Yep.
the circle bend. Thellum, you sound so exhausted. What happened up there?
Gonna fuck you up.
Thellum. Such language.
So you're entering into the water at this point.
Water,
again.
yeah.
Obviously, your area, you'll be able to swim just fine. Heading up to the 2 o'clock position. Oh, I did mention before, yeah, there, because you guys are on the opposite side of the garden was a staircase leading up.
Mm-hmm.
So as you head up, you see this doorway and a staircase leading down. So the outer ring is the door, inner ring is another staircase.
I'll peek into the
Oh, what do
door.
we think, friends? Do we want to take the stairs or door?
I peek into the door.
Okay. So you are peeking into this door. Give me a stealth check.
15.
15. Okay. You peek and you look in. You see this large room with like thinner pillars than were in the garden. But there's this large open space that's possibly about maybe like 60 by 60 feet. There is this like raised platform at the back. Coral is spread widely throughout here. It looks as though it could be some kind of a ballroom type deal, but it's been abandoned and trashed. And there is in the middle of the, or on top of the platform, you see this giant statue of a hideous serpent with a Linus's face.
I open the door fully and I go in.
Yeah. Again, no one's in there, but you're able to walk in. You know, you're getting out of the water basically, so you'll slump down to the floor. It's a bit wet, murky in here. Another space where like not a lot of people are at, but it is I don't know, it's spacious. There's the different corals. Like I said, there's a lot of reds, yellows, and pink corals that seem to be in this palace. And then again, there's the large statue.
Darius would be seeing that there seems to be no danger following in after Thellum. Seeing the statue, does it seem to be, and I'll get closer as needed as well. Does it seem to be like, because there's Mehen and I'm forgetting the other one in the moment.
Lamashtu?
Lamashtu. Does this seem to be a depiction of Lamashtu, or would it possibly be more of like some other creature or person or something like that?
Give me a religion check.
I would love to. Ooh, that's going to be pretty good. That is a 23.
As you're like looking at this, I mean, even Temenos, I think you feel is like, you feel this kind of like a dark energy from it. I guess everyone can feel this. Everyone feels like this dark energy coming from it, and the words Lamashtu escape your lips, basically, as you're looking at this creature who is looking down. As you're like inspecting it, you'll see behind it is like a dish where it seems like they might have put some sort of like tributes to it, like whatever. Which is you see there is a dish full of. There is a bag, a small bag, and a potion of some sort.
Since we keep spending time between every time I'll do it, I will use up the last charge of my Wand of Magic Detection to just see what magics are in this area so I don't get fucked up.
You see it. You do get a little bit of divine magic from the area, and then transmutation is coming from the potion.
Okay.
And actually, hold on. Oh, both the potion and the bag give off a transmutation radius. But the room itself gives off a strong, dark, divine feeling to it.
Okay. I mean, Darius is not classically not afraid to steal from altars of worshipped deities. So that is how we started off this. It's a defining trait. So I think Darius seeing this would probably like hesitate for a second, but then like scoop up both of those to take with us, and like not necessarily investigate them right now, just because we're on the move, but like make a note of them to check out later.
Yeah. So that's kind of everyone else who's kind of just in there or waiting around. You're looking around. You'll see like the sides of the ballroom, like 3 on each side, is like mostly caked in algae at this point, or dirt or blood. But there are like these large 6 tapestries that if they were cleaned up, you might get like they might say something about this place that was once lived in, but as they are now, they're really just filthy.
Darius, is that really the best idea at the moment?
I mean, not the worst idea I've had. Could be useful for us later on.
Fair point. Do you happen to know what those 2 objects are?
I mean, I got a feel for they got some transmutation magic on them, but I don't got. Probably take me a little bit to get the exact identity of them. But I mean, it's a potion of some sort, and then we got a fun little bag here.
Okay, just be careful, friend.
I mean, Darius thinks about saying this isn't the first time I've stole from a temple, but then is like, I should not say that in this moment.
Does anybody have any cleaning magics?
Not exactly. Let me look at one thing to see if it works on other stuff besides people. I don't think it would work like this. I do have that cleansing stone that made Thellum's shirt white. I don't think it would work on any of these things, though. It's kind of a what you're holding on your person type situation.
All right. I'm just wondering, because I can't really tell what these tapestries are trying to say.
Do you think they need a wash?
I don't see why... I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. I imagine the cleansing stone. Like, I know it's supposed to. I don't know the way it reads. I don't know how we were doing. If it was just like a pulse from it that cleans the area, or if you're like rubbing it like soap or something like that. I don't think there's any. I don't see a problem with using the cleansing stone to clean tapestries with it.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go around to the tapestries and just slowly, just going around the room, cleaning each one of them.
So you start cleaning these areas, or these tapestries, and they seem to be very hero worship, right? So like it seems like whatever the civilization, they like had their heroes, and that's who they put on a pedestal, and like that's like what these ballrooms are. And you see like just rich tapestries of like different, maybe important men that have come from this place. And maybe like a little bit of maybe an important events or important holidays might also be depicted on some of them. But you do get a good sense of like they're very proud of like their heroes.
This may be a stretch, but like with any of these depictions of heroes or even events and things like that, could I connect back to any possible like myths of the world? Like, I don't think it would be in like true history books at this point, but like myths of heroes of legend or things like that may still persist from this civilization.
Yeah. You maybe okay. So yeah, one of them maybe is that like you kind of connect the dot of like a myth of someone who took like this bull that supposedly like controls like the earth, and like dragged it into the water to help expand the size of this place. So like as he was dragging the bull into the water, the land came with him as he's like pulling further and further. And you like there's like myths about these, like, kind of, you can see kind of connections, like someone wrestling a bull, and like you see these connections of like these stories of people who did great deeds to alter the world around them physically, and like you've got like that myth of like the man and the bull and the...
Interesting. Yeah, I would explain that to the others of just like, yeah, this is, I mean, I've heard myths about this, but it seems to be that they were possibly actually from this city, or at least this is where the myth got started. I don't know how much of this is fact or embellishment after the fact.
Actually, give me a history check.
Sure. Ooh, that's a natural 20 for a total of 27.
So in the history of the Zealous Chain, at some point you guys were pretty powerful empire yourself. You spread out, you conquered, you probably, like took on other cultures, cities at some point too as well. At some point, you guys, it's not really recorded why, maybe because you guys don't want to talk about your losses as much, but like there's points where like you stop expanding. There was like a long period where there seemed to be peace, where like you aren't expanding more. And one of the banners does show off a man supposedly single-handedly pushing out of the way hordes of goblin folk. So at some point, possibly, like, you could have, like, there might be more connection to this mysterious civilization rooted in reality that just seems to be glossed over or erased. But it seems as though, like, your people have made contact with their people before.
Interesting. How big are these tapestries?
They are very large. They hang down from the ceiling. We'll say like 70 by 40.
Okay, that's huge. All right.
Well, maybe not. I think that's wrong because I'm looking at my my actual map here. We'll give it a good 50 by 30.
Okay, yeah. So these are far larger than anything I can take with us in the moment, at least. Okay, that's all I got then. Because if they were smaller, thinner panels, Darius was gonna take some of them with us, but that doesn't seem possible.
Yeah.
Well, could you roll it up and put it in the bag of holding?
It has to be.
Because if you roll it up, it's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Width-wise.
Possibly. I mean, if it's that big, though, it's. I mean, now we're getting into the real technicals of like, okay, how many pounds and feet does this take up? Because I already have a bunch of nonsense in the bag that I could drop if necessary, but because it can hold up to 500 pounds, and I already have almost 200 pounds in there, and then 64 cubic feet. And we got to do some geometry as to how big these would be rolled up.
You could possibly get one or two of them, I think. I'm looking at found an image of a guy with a pallet of wood that are bag of holding sized.
Oh.
I think you could fold up one or two of them. Let's say there's 6 of them. Whichever ones you're interested in.
I think if I can really only take one, and I would turn to the others. I mean, if we got, again, a little bit of time. I forget, how tall are the ceilings in here?
In here, it's 60 feet. This ballroom is large.
Ooh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get up there to, like, take them down, though, without destroying it.
I should be able to get up there to
I can lift you up.
We gotta get 60 feet up in the air.
I can get up there.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and like pointing to the one that shows more of the goblinoid folk. I mean, we got myths about this, but we don't have a lot of like concrete history about why the chain stopped expanding, and this seems to be an explanation for it. So I'd like, if we can, take it back with us to see if others may know something more about this.
Yeah, I think you'd know. For instance, New Veneer might pay a pretty penny for one of these things.
Yeah.
You think the Zell's chain might pay a pretty penny more for that specific one if you sold it to them. And so as I'm noting, like, so a lot of the ones that are just like on the ground that aren't touching the walls, those are on the ground. So yeah, Endien, eventually, like as you're getting up there, you will get to pop into water, and then you should be able to also swim up there as well, if beyond just climbing.
Yeah, because she's been taking notes on how, not physical notes, mental notes on how much easier it's been for her to climb, just like trees and things, and looks for like a support pillar to climb up to where the water is.
Yeah, so like there's like those little black dots, those are all pillars. So you're able to get onto the one of them. You start climbing up, and it's like as you're sticking to it a little more and more than normal. Maybe you're just noticing it, the suction more because of the water. But you get up there, you poof into the water. You can like basically swim over there, unhook it. It drops down. You guys can fold it up, shove it in a bag. I'll say like this seems like a pretty vacant room, pretty empty, but the presence of this statue is fairly unsettling.
Yeah, I think then Darius has sufficiently looted this room of everything interesting to him. And yeah, I would look up. I mean, thanks for indulging me. I guess we can keep moving then.
All right. Where to next?
We want to try to.
We're gonna keep following the circle.
Keep
Do you guys want to try the stairs?
I mean, it might not be bad to just clear out the bottom and then move up.
We go downstairs.
Okay, you're going downstairs. Can I get stealth checks from everyone?
Stealthies. I like rolling stealthies.
Ooh. Temenos rolled a
Hell in
17.
a handbasket.
Darius got a 10.
Endien got an 18.
What did Temenos get?
17.
17. And what did Thellum get?
13.
As you guys are heading down the stairs, the light is no longer the glowing. It's starting to get darker, murkier waters. You feel like this vibration in the air as sound travels so much faster in the water. And this murmuring and chittering, and it feels like whatever is down these stairs is a mass of creatures. And it only gets louder as you go down. Are you continuing down?
I guess it's up to... I assume Darius or Thellum are in front, so it's up to them, really.
Yeah, I would definitely pause at like the mass of chittering coming from the basement. And probably just like look back to everyone to make sure that they're also hearing it, that it's not just a him thing, because that happens sometimes. I mean, do we want to keep... Sounds like there's a lot of nasty things down here. If we want to keep going, we just got to be ready for it.
I wouldn't
I
be
just wanna
against
see what it
going
is.
upstairs. But if we're going downstairs, I guess we're going downstairs.
Let me go check it out. I cast Pass Without a Trace.
All right. You head down, possibly as you're floating down the water, because you have more control over your body with the bubble. And it gets, like I said, it's getting murkier and darker, and it goes down for a bit and leads to another like set of stairs that turn, and then it just keeps going further down, and the loudness of this chittering, you get a sense of deja vu, kind of like a panic almost. You may not feel the panic right now, but you get the feeling that you've had this panic before. You feel like this is where they live as you're going down here. And that's why you get this large chittering of this just mass of people, fish creatures possibly, that all live below the palace, and they live in these quarters, and it's just the sound is almost like it's hard to think with how loud it is as you're getting down here.
Am I able to see them?
Do you want to keep going until you see them?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. What was your stealth? And that's plus 10, and it's plus 10 now with your pass?
23.
You are heading down until you find a hole. Like, it looks like you get to this area where there's the stairs lead down, and you see from this chamber, you see 4 other sets of stairs that also lead down here. And you see a hole. And it looks like there might have been bars on the hole at one point, but it's mostly all snapped and broken off, and there's like maybe a little bit of pipe sticking out. But it's just this hole. And as you approach down and you peek your head down and you start to kind of crawl down, you see this large open cavern of hundreds, 1,000 fish people all nesting and chittering in this cavern, swarming and floating around. And it doesn't seem like they've noticed you right now. But again, it's lucky you have your pass without trace, because as you're getting down here, and like I said, it was a kind of a distance to even get to them, but like the sound in water is water helps sound travel pretty far, like pretty fast. So you're getting to this point, like you feel like they don't notice you maybe right now because you're sneaking, but like being any kind of loud instance might alert them to you. And they are all these gnarled, fishy creatures.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm. I'm going back up.
What's the situation down there, Thellum?
That's where 99% of the population is.
I see. All right. Okay. So not
Looking at it, if we can't confirm it, this might be the only entrance. Because I didn't see any other entryways. So if you want to eliminate future bouts, blowing this up, caving it in, is an option.
Maybe we could try communicating with them first. Maybe we could see, like, I don't know.
You're welcome to try.
Oh. What does the group think? Does the group think we should try and get rid of them? Should we try to, like, block them off? Thellum said, or should we try to communicate with them?
Think for right now we don't do anything. If they're a good ways down and don't seem to be coming up towards us, they don't seem to be keen on coming up into the palace. So I think we use that to our advantage and avoid the general populace.
Agreed.
Okay.
So start heading back up to the base floor.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get perceptions from everyone?
Love to. I got a 5.
15.
23?
16.
Okay. As you guys you're climbing back up this, Temenos, you hear. Temenos, you can smell it. You can kind of smell the scent of blood coming from around one of the bends. And you notice peeking out is you see 2 swarms of maybe like baby fishmen, maybe like these like blood frenzied like hatchlings. And you see a serpentine fishman, and then you see 2 fishmen who are like still have like kind of like human features. Like instead of like fish eyes, it's like bulged out human eyes, and they're like just jacked, and they're like just scales and gills everywhere, and they're whatever. It doesn't look like they're fully transformed into whatever they would transform into, but they're walking behind this marrow and these 2 swarms. So they're coming around the bend right now.
Are they? So they're coming from where we just were down the hall, correct?
They're coming from clockwise.
Okay. Got you. I'm gonna let the group know to just kind of like take a step back. Maybe not completely down the stairs, but just like out of the hallway. And then just let them know like what I'm smelling and sensing.
I don't think we should be down the stairs. They could be going over here. I don't know, to sleep.
Should we let them know of our presence, or should we try and hide somewhere else?
I assume the ballroom.
Okay.
How close are they?
I'll say they are about
1,000 feet.
60 feet away.
Shit.
Never mind, they'll see us.
I believe that's the range of Temenos' nose.
Okay, never mind. We can't cross without having them see us. We'll just stay in the dark.
You guys are gonna stay in the staircases in the dark?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm following Thellum's lead at this point, but am ready because I really don't want any of these people to get past us down and waking up the general populace.
And we
Temenos will
we have to
like
kill a
pull
bunch
his
of
spear
babies.
out and then start making a prayer to Sana Vita, just like to make everything just be as peaceful as possible.
Whereas Darius is ready to punch some baby fish people.
Endien bow is pulled back.
Can I get new stealth checks from everyone?
And my pass without a trace is still on.
Yes. Does that affect everyone around you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is much better. Darius got a 28.
28.
Oh, I only got a 27.
27.
Oh, look who's the stealthy one now.
I rolled a nat 1 on my first one and a 10 on my advantage.
Temenos rolled a 17 again.
Is that with plus 10?
Oh no, that was sorry,
Pass
27.
Okay.
Thellum got a 32.
Shit.
All right. I rolled a nat 20, so they had a 24 perception check to notice you.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
I was very like, is this it? You guys slink back into the darkness, and it seems as though they pass right on by you guys.
Without a trace.
You've dodged a bullet.
I wanted to kill some babies.
Thank you, Hasana Vida.
I'm going to do a polygon reveal just to get more of this hallway for you guys. It's like that's kind of like where you're able to see as you're going towards that 1 o'clock position. So now you know, I think some important notes here is you know that, again, like 99% of the population lives below the palace.
Down is bad.
It does seem as though there are patrols in the palace, however. So you can, as long as you're able to dodge patrol or take them out without causing a fuss, you think you should be good. I think it's not hard to realize, like, if you guys are loud as shit, you might alert not only the guards, but the swarm below.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know. You guys need a total of 30 loudness points before the swarm activates and comes for you. You are sitting at 10.
Ooh, okay.
Oh boy.
Glad so many of my offensive spells are thunder based. really limits me on what I can do down here. All right. Think then we should hurry along from the direction they came. We'll at least have a little bit of time before the next patrol comes through, if they're heading in the opposite direction.
Okay. I will peek into the next door
Into the next door.
that we see.
So, yeah, you pass by some more red coral. To your right is the door that from the outer ring. To your left is a hallway of water. And as you peek into the other room, give me a stealth check as you're peeking in.
31.
You peek in and you just see kind of like a little bit of another hallway, and it seems as though there are a bunch of doors on this hallway.
I'll open enough for the gang to see. You guys want to go looting?
I mean, could be a barracks of where the palace patrol or the palace guards stay, which we can then either avoid or take advantage of their unreadiness.
Okay, let me do this. I will enter in sneakily, try to check the doors one by one if it is a barracks.
All right.
Yeah.
So the first door to your left here, the first accessible door, it looks like you look in it, and it looks like it's like maybe kind of a small supply closet of some sort. There is a chest in there.
Okay. What about the next one?
The next one is somewhat supply closet. It looks like there is some sort of chamber pot that was once used a long time ago, just kind of rotting like filth in the corner. I guess I don't know how excrement looks after thousands of years of not being introduced more excrement, but that's it. That's a real old, nasty, wet chamber pot. 'Cause this is all both of these closets are filled with water, basically.
Then peeking into the next door.
It's a bedroom. You see a bed.
Then what about across it?
Another bed. And you find that these next few houses, next 6 rooms are all... Actually, you know what, take it back. You can't get past that one with the red. There's nothing in there. But it's just coral, whatever, blocking it. But everything else has, it's just you see like cots for people to be sleeping on. You find one of them you see a cloak that is kind of in the corner, and you find throughout the rooms you'll find 10 pearls and another like small bag.
Okay. And then what about the door at the end of the hallway?
You go inside this one, and it is a small armory. It is some degraded armor, and you see like tridents and javelins and stuff like that as well.
Okay. Well, I'll go back out to the bend where the gang is and tell them it's safe to come inside.
Yeah, Darius would have seen Thellum go like towards the armory door, would have moved further into the room, seeing that it was clear so that we weren't as far away. But yeah, would my detect magic still be up? It lasts for 10 minutes. I don't know about how long it's been since we were in the ballroom. Because I cast that like before we started taking down tapestries and things like that.
Right. Roll 1d6.
3.
You have 3 minutes left on this.
Okay, yeah. Then I mean, I'll the same thing just to see if anything like the bag or the cloak or anything that's remaining is magical.
Okay, so as you're moving in, you notice the chest in the first room pings off. We'll say it may be like an abjuration, maybe a little abjurational transmutation, coming from inside the chest. The cloak and the bag give off a transmutation and I'll say just gets transmutation as well. I'm not sure else what else would be, but
that's fine. Yeah, I mean the cloak and the bag are magical too. There's something magical inside of that chest as well. Don't know if any of us are. I'm gonna go take a closer look at the chest after mentioning that, just to see like.
Okay.
Does it seem to be locked, like an obvious lock on the outside, or?
Nope. Just it seems whatever's in it. It's like some fabric, like this. There's a cloak in there that's wrapped up, and if you like are unfolding it, you'll see another one of those coiled medallions with the gem in the middle that you guys got from the garden. Yeah,
which seems to be more of the symbol of Mehen. Because the priest had a similar type amulet, but it was smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I don't really care for the loot here, so I would just give everything to Darius.
Yeah, I'm just shoving shit in my bag. Like I'm assuming we'll probably end up resting here, just like when we have time, if we're fully sleeping or even a short rest to start taking a look at stuff.
Yeah. So I guess if you're heading out of the barracks, again, so you can go to the 12 o'clock position, which let me reveal that. This is the second time you've seen like one of the hallways has gone to the middle, at least.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're doing a similar pattern of Thellum's peeking at the door, and the rest of us are hanging back a little bit.
I'm gonna check where the patrol is, though.
Okay. You get to this door, and you notice it's a little bit more like a heavier set door. Also, let me just. That's another staircase that goes up. Down the hallway, you see instead of another door, it leads to like some like rubble where the next door would be. It's just something might have like caved in or something. And then in this door, it's like a lot more heavier set, and there's no like handles or like pushing, but there is this image of a snake, and it's missing one of its eyes.
Can I try to put the medallion in it?
Yeah. It fits perfectly in there, and the jewel kind of like, and the shape of it acts as a eye, and the door slowly creaks open. It doesn't seem as though like this is necessarily automatic, but there is like a lot of water. It seems like it did float open. You could probably shut it if you wanted to, but from this point, the medallion opens up the thing, and you see another 20-foot hallway leading to another door, another heavy set door, and it looks like on that door there's a snake, and it is missing the other eye.
I look to Darius.
I mean, I guess the question is, did we take the medallion back from the planetarium?
Yes, that's the one that I.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you had taken that. Then yeah, Darius will hand over the one that we got from the barracks.
And I'll put that one in.
And it slowly opens up. And what you are treated to is you see this open, it's not as large as the ballroom, but this open room that has yellow coral on like the back edge and the side, and it's like almost like there's a staircase that descends into this pit, but there's like a platform around it and kind of off to the side, and it seems as though it's going further, like into, like if you step it further into it's like stepping like into like a pool, as of you see shimmering beneath this water is just a fuck ton of gold and treasures.
I looked at Darius again.
I am. Darius is like chomping at the bit, just like, this is what we fucking do, people. I probably have like a minute left on my detect magic. Is there any magical shenanigans in here?
Yeah, you get this sense of transmutation magic going on, like a pretty central area of this.
Does it, like, is it the whole of the pool itself or something inside of the pool?
Something in the room.
We got magic here. And if this is a treasury of sorts, it may be protection, because it doesn't look like it's coming from one thing specifically. So we should just be careful grabbing anything. I'm looking at my inventory if there's anything helpful for this moment.
Is there any warning? Any writing?
If you want to give me some perception checks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Darius would be trying to see, like, if there are any signs of, like, traps or protections or things like that. I mean, it's shitty, but I did get a natural 20, but that, with perception, is reduced down to an 18.
Temenos
also
rolled a
got an
22.
Ooh, nice job, Temenos.
Ooh, okay. You see scratch marks on the walls and some of the ground. They're not like deep gashes, so you don't really recognize them at the moment. And it just, maybe you thought maybe just some rough stonework, but you realize there are like claw marks in the stone here. This possibly has been lived in.
Something big has been here for a while. You guys not notice the giant markings?
Darius is like looking around and then just always just like his eyes fall back to the giant pool full of golden gems. It's like, oh yeah, I see that now. I see what you mean. I mean, we can come back here later. This seems pretty well guarded. I don't think any of the patrols are going to be coming in here just to snoop around if we needed 2 keys to get in. But I'm also real keen to get something. But I don't want to put us in unnecessary danger.
Thellum will pick up 1 gold.
Thellum will pick up 1 gold. I need a Constitution save from Thellum.
16.
Dragon madness.
Okay. The gold burns to the touch.
Ow.
You think you can handle it right now, but it absolutely burns to hold.
Oh, this is old stuff.
I will throw it back to the pile.
Okay, now I need a charisma save.
Hasn't our gold been burning us already? Or at least
It's been in your set. Yeah, it's been in your pouch, so you haven't touched it at all.
Yeah, so that was some weird. Yeah, this charisma I think is new though.
That is a 19.
Yeah, you feel as though some kind of magic is like, you felt like as you're trying to throw, like your body is like trying to stop itself, but you go ahead and you chuck the coin to Darius, I assume.
No, I chucked it down to the pile.
Oh, to the pile. Okay. Never mind.
Is that bad? Something bad happened?
I will try to check my own gold to see if it also burned.
It does. Give me a con save.
12.
12. Take 4 fire damage as it like singes you on some sensitive spots.
His private parts?
Yeah.
Oh, why are you putting your gold there, Thellum?
And then I will put it back.
What?
Do I need to do a charisma?
No. Sorry, you're looking at that, and like a glamour dropping, this glittering. You see this. Everyone else is like seeing this glittering, like off in the pile of stuff, like this glimmering lights as it appearing in front of you is this large, glimmering, crystalline dragon. Reveals itself, and I think that's where we're gonna end the episode.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
He's not here right now.
But if you leave a message,
He won't respond. Thank you all for listening to this week's episode.
Oh yeah, I kind of just forgot about that. If you wanna hit up the IDL, you want to talk about stuff, you can always hit up the IDL at IDL_PGS or hashtag bookworms. If you'd like to ask about circular hallways, you can always hit me up on Twitter at BumbleScum. If you would like to clean some tapestries, you can always ask for tips from Adam at Little Growth. If you would like to climb some pillars underwater, you can always hit up BakaZombie at ZombieBaka. If you would like to sniff out some fish, you can always hit up Kane at Kane_Wallner. And you're just going to have to wait for a second if you want to talk to Kyle. He's doing his thing. He's scouting ahead. So, you're going to reveal his location if you bother him too much. All right, goodbye.